to Learning with Dr. Shivangi. Today's topic is sensory system. As in the previous videos, we already started the playlist for the subject consumer behavior and also discuss various topics related to it like consumer decision making process, factors affecting decision making process, concept of perception, and so on. So in today's video, we'll discuss about the sensory system. You can also watch other videos. Links are provided in the description box. So before I started the video, I want to say you that if you like my video, please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, which is Learning with Dr. Shivangi. Now coming to the main topic, which is sensory system. So what is the concept of sensory system? We'll discuss here. Talking of the process of perception, you may recall that we are first exposed to stimuli before any serious attention may be given. Such exposure is obviously to our sensory receptors, and the processing occurs within our sensory systems. For example, we can receive external stimuli or sensory inputs on a number of channels. So firstly, we have to we are directly exposed to the stimulus factors or stimuli before giving attention to any object or event. We may see a billboard, hear a jingler, feel a silkiness of quality sari, traditional South Asian dresses, taste a new flavor of Turkish coffee, or smell of these Arabian masks. The inputs our five senses detects are the raw data that begin the perceptual process. For example, sensory data emanating from the external environment, hearing a music clip on the radio, can generate internal sensory experiences when the song triggers a young man's memory in her court. So basically, sensory sensation is done by your sensory organs like feeling, touching, sight, smelling, and other data also. These are the raw data given by the sensory organs. The unique sensory quality of a product can play an important role in helping it stand out from competition, especially if the brand creates a unique association with the sensation. In recent years, the sensory experiences we receive from products and services have become an even larger priority when we choose among competing products and or brands. So when we select any product or services, we have to use our sensory organs to sense about that particular product. So there is a table which shows the five senses and their impact on our perceptual processing. So first sense is smell, which uses for aroma, sweet smelling scents of deodorants and or coffee. The second sense is sound. Music soundtrack in TV commercials can affect message interpretation. Pleasant music tends to arouse positive emotions and so on. Third sense is taste. Blind test tend to show the importance of brand image. Coca-Cola blind tests are a classic in this regard. Touch is the fourth sense. This is particularly important for the bricks and mortar retailing and can be problematic for online retailers. Marketers have now started inserting samples of fabrics in magazines. And the last sense is vision or sight. The use of color in packaging has an impact on our senses. Think about red and yellow representing speed, that is Kotak, DHL, McDonald's, etc. So these are the five senses. Now we are discussing each of the senses one by one in detail. So first one is the smell. Smell, good or bad, that is aroma or odor, can stir up emotions or create a calming effect, especially in the case of aromas. They can also invoke memories or relieve stress, as in the case of aromatherapy, where scents are used for healing. One study found that consumers who received ads for either flowers or chocolate and who also were exposed to flowery or chocolatey odors spent more time processing the product information and were more likely to try out different alternatives within the each product category. So smell is used to find out the smell is good or bad, which is also related to our senses, our emotions and so on. Many consumers control the orders in their environments, and their growing interest has created and or recreated a lot of new products in recent years. Overall, the sense of smell is related to pleasure and well being and is closely connected to emotions and memories. So, consumers are of different time, they can control the odors or smells of the environment also. The next sense is smell, sound. Sorry. The sense of sound is linked to emotions and feelings, and the sense impacts brand experiences and interpretations. It is no coincidence that we are bombarded with the sound of music all the time. Obviously, our senses and especially vision, sight cannot seem to work in isolation in today's consumerist world. Senses of sound is also related to emotions and feelings and so on. Uh, think about how radio advertisements tend to trail their TV counterparts in markets ad spend. Better still, think how you would feel watching a movie while the volume control is on mute. Could be a pure accident that electronics manufacturers launched the home theater surround system for our enjoyment of movies. So there's a very examples of sound which are related to our senses and emotions also. The next sense is taste. Our taste receptors obviously contribute to our experience of many products. So called flavor houses keep busy developing new contributions to please the changing palates of consumers. Scientists are right behind them as they develop new devices to test these flavors. So there are so many flavors by which consumer can be satisfied by inventing them. Coca-Cola and PepsiCo use the tongue to taste the quality of corn syrups, whereas drug manufacturers such as Roche have been known to use device medicines. They do not taste bitter. Changes in our culture also determine the tastes we find desirable. For example, consumers' greater appreciation of different ethnic dishes has contributed to increased desires for spicy foods. For example, Nando's, the Portuguese South African restaurant chain, is popular for its peri peri chicken and dishes. So taste is also relevant, it is also linked to the emotions, feelings, past experience of the consumers and so on. The next sense is touch. Although scientists have done relatively little research on the effects of tactile stimulation on consumer behavior, common observation tells us that this sensory channel is important. Consider the classic contoured Coca-Cola bottle, which was designed to satisfy the request of a US bottler for a soft drink container that people could identify even in the dark. Indeed, sensations that reach the skin, whether from a luxurious massage or the chill of a winter wind, stimulate or relax us. So, touch is also very important for the consumers, which is also related to their senses and their emotions and so on. Researchers even have shown that touch can influence sales interactions. Britain's ASDA supermarket, a part of Walmart Group, is reported to have removed the wrapping from several brands of toilet tissue in its stores so that shoppers could feel and compare textures, an experiment that resulted in soaring sales for its own in-store brand by up to 50% increase in shelf space. So touch is very important to increase the sales in the market. The next sense is vision. Markets rely on visual elements in advertising, store design, and packaging. They communicate meanings on the visual channel through a product's color, size, and styling. Philips gives its electronics a younger feel by making them thinner and more colorful. Colors may even influence our emotions more directly. So, vision is very important for watching, for seeing the advertisement, packaging, store design, and so on. Evidence suggests that some colors, particularly red, create feelings of arousal and stimulate appetite, and others, such as blue, create more relaxing feelings. Yet others, such as pink, may represent the symbol of independence or resistance, as in the case of Indian state of UP. Some reactions to color come from learned associations. In Western countries, black is the color of mourning, whereas in most Arab countries, white plays this role. In addition, while the color black may be associated with power of Western world, think of the New Zealand All Blacks rugby team. The same may not be case in the Arab world, in which the black color is worn by women of decency in the traditional abaya. Other reactions are a result of biological and cultural differences also. Women are drawn brighter tones and they are more sensitive to subtle shades and patterns. Some scientists have argued that age influences our responsiveness to color as we people, so they prefer white and other brighter tones. This helps to explain why mature consumers are more likely to choose a white car. Lexus, which sells heavily in the market, makes 60% of its vehicles in white. Coincidentally, most consumers in the world tend to opt the white color cars as being very good heat conductors. Arguably, white cars tend to be more cooler, especially in the hot summer months. Meanwhile, there have been muted perceptions about white colored cars having very marginal second hand value in countries such as UK. So there are very importance of color regarding the buyers, regarding the consumers and so on. So this is all about the sensory system. I again summarizes all the points so that you can easily understand about the topic. So sensory system is the exposure to the perception process. It is firstly exposed to stimuli and so on. The inputs have five senses to detect the raw data that begin the perceptual process. The unique sensory quality of product can play important role in helping it stand for competition. A creating brand creates with a unique association with the sensation. There are five senses like smell, sound, taste, touch, and vision. Smell may be good or bad, can be related to emotions or create a calming effect. In the case of aromas, many consumers control the odors in the environment and created or recreated a lot of products in recent years. The second sense is sound, which is linked to emotions and feelings, and sense impacts brand experiences and interpretations. Better still, think how could you feel watching a movie and volume control in so mute and so on. These are the examples of the sense. The next sense is taste. Taste receptors obviously contribute to experiences of many products like Coca-Cola campaign, PepsiCo campaign and so on. The next sense is touch. Touch is very important, like contour Coca-Cola bottle, which is designed to satisfy the request of US bottler for a soft drink container and so on. Researchers have even shown the influence sales interactions that touch also increases the sales volume. The last sense is vision. Vision is also very important. Visual elements in advertising, store design, and packaging can be seen through the vision. Evidence suggests that some colors like red create feeling of arousal, stimulate appetite, and so on. So they are also very important. So there are some color also related to the cultural thoughts and patterns are also related, which is important for one country, which is not important for the other country, and so on. So this is all about the sensory system. If you have any query about this topic, or if you want to know what any other topic related to research methodology, business management, business environment, you can ask me through comment box. If you like my video, please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, which is Learning with Dr. Shivangi. We'll meet in the next video with new topic. Thank you everyone.